Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a dependable drop-down box. First of all, why do we need a drop-down? Drop-down makes data entry easy for us. Instead of typing the full letters over Word, you just click from a drop-down list and you'll be much faster. And that's all what the channel is all about. It's about improving our productivity using different applications. Today, I'm going to demonstrate how to use the drop-down list to enter data. And in this particular case, a dependable drop-down. What do I mean by that? I'm going to have a region here. And when I select Africa, for example, as a region, then countries in Africa will be filled in this drop-down list. If I come and select America in the drop-down list, I'm going to put here, then countries in America are going to be filled in this drop-down list. That's what we are going to demonstrate in this example in Google Sheets. So for now, to do this, I need some helper functions. Now, what do I mean? I'm going to get my data from this data set here, which has all regions, Africa, America, Asia, and Europe, and the countries that I have are right in here. So besides each country, we have a region, as you can see, like so. So for the first step, I'm going to get a unique list of the regions. So my regions here are repeated, but I want a unique list of the region. So to do that, I'm going to use the unique function, which is going to get me back a unique list of the regions. So the first item is a range, so I pick that. The other ones are optional. I do not need to worry about them. So these are my regions. Now, if I go back here, using this list of the regions, I can create my first drop down here for the region. So to do that, I go to data validation. Here, right here, come down, look for data validation, getting it from a list. First of all, my cell range where I want to put my drop down is B3, which is right here. The next is list from a range. I'm going to pick it from a range. There are other options right here. If you want to type them in, and if you want to do other kind of validations, you can do that. But for mine, I want a unique list. So I go there, then I go to the position where my list is, and my list is right here. I select it and say, okay, and right down here, show a drop down. Yes, that's what I want. And reject any input which is not on the list. So if something is not on the list, please reject that input. And down here, you can put a customized method for validation to help the user know that he has entered a wrong value. So for now, I'll leave it at that and say, okay. When I do that, you see that I've created my first drop-down list right here. That is well and good. Next is I want to come here that when I select Asia, the Asian countries are populated in this drop-down list that I'm going to place in this cell E3. So how do we do that? Before I need to filter my data here I'm going to use the filter function to filter my data here so that when I select a region like Africa, then countries in Africa appear here. If I select America, American countries appear right here. And after getting this, I'm going to use this list in my drop-down list. So let's do the filter function. Assuming I say Africa here, and my filter is going to be based on my region, what is selected in my region. For example, I have Asia here, so I'm going to say, let's filter function the first argument is a range. And when you look at the range, is from which column are we going to return the values? Or we're going to return values in the country here. That's why I'm selecting country. And the next one is, what is the condition that we're going to use to filter these countries? We're going to filter them based on the region that is selected. So I'm going to say if my region is equal to, okay, if my region is equal to, I go to the other sheet and say what is selected right here. If that is the case, then return me the countries. So you can see countries that are returned: Asia, Russia, and India, and that is because Asia is selected here. So if I change this to Africa and I go back, you realize that African countries have been selected from this list and placed right here. Now, having done this, then I can tie my drop down of countries to whatever is placed here. So to do that, I'll go through the same method where I say data, then go down and look for the data validation right here, list, go there. Now I'm going to choose the list from what I place here and say, okay, reject, show the drop down, that is fine, reject any input which is not on my list, and save right like so. So when I do that, now you can see my drop down is already populated by African countries because Africa is selected in the region's drop down. So let's test it. America, come back here. American countries are selected. Go here, Asia, come back. Okay, that one has some error, but it selects the countries right here. Next, select Europe, come here in the drop down, and you see countries in Europe are the ones selected. So that's how you can do a drop down list which is dependable. And the good thing in Google Sheets is that these drop down lists are searchable. What do I mean? That if I have a long list here, I can come here and as I type F, you're gonna see that France only is going to show right there. So I type F, France shows up, and then I can select France as my country. So these drop-down lists in Google Sheets are searchable. If I press Germany, G, you can see German showing up right there. So that has been my video on the drop-down list. I hope it has been helpful. Please subscribe to watch more videos like this one. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video and have a great day.